Eddie Murphy #1. Fuck Kevin Hart. Bro, Chris Rock so corny. A nigga walk up on stage and slap that nigga. I tell you what. Anybody wanna hear that corny ass shit?
Yes, sir, man. It's your boy First Class.
Your boy Action B. What's good, world?
For sure. It's your Klass Action podcast. Y'all know how I get down. Just wanted to come in and chime in with you guys, man. Give y'all, again, our perspectives on a couple things. How you feeling, though, big dog? How your weekend was?
It was good, man. God is good. I'm still here, so I can't complain.
For sure. Never want to take the little things for granted. You know what I mean? Making it home is one of the best things ever.
That's the only thing.
Right. It's one of the best things ever. To take, again, like taking things like that for granted, man, is something that you never want to do. You know what I mean? Just real talk. Just going out these days, just something I want to kind of get into, just on the maturing side. I don't do it much, but it's kind of just on the side of just thinking about how important it is just for going out, just doing a lot. You're doing a lot when you go out just to kind of entertain everybody, getting at all these things, but the main thing is to have fun and make it home.
Yeah, that's your goal.
I get, yeah. Sometimes you got different goals when you're going out, for sure. But that's the main goal, man. Even when you go out and have your extracurricular activities, you definitely want to make it home and be safe.
Yeah,
but sometimes it definitely some extra stuff involved. And just with our backgrounds, man, just we get to see a lot of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, how you because we both matured and kind of got out of that too, though, with being I'm talking about the top level of just having fun partying, you know what I mean? Being around the people we around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How you maneuver out of that?
Shit, nigga get old.
Yeah.
That motherfucking liquor hit different. You know what I'm saying? That sleep hit different.
Right.
And then just the environment hit different. Like, you know, I feel like being out, to me, is equivalent to like being in high school.
I get that.
It's like, nigga, like you see the same people almost, you know what I'm saying, everywhere you go.
Right.
And for years, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's been years for sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all, he fucking up the mic. But yeah, for years. So it's like, at this point, shit, I done did it all, seen it all, done it all. I mean, I done partied and had a good time with everybody, so
yeah,
I feel like there's really nothing left for me to do in that world unless it's like something beneficial. You know what I'm saying? I work in entertainment, so when you do see me out, you know what I'm saying, it's business-wise. It's definitely directed towards
and
that.
I kind of get into that same thing. Like, again, just us going out, doing it for so long, partying at the magnitude that we done partied with. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I'm still there. Sometimes I be kind of like, man, this person at this party, it's crazy the shoulders I get to rub shoulders with, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So at the end of the day, I kind of get it, you know what I mean? But the business side, I also, with my personal training thing, I kind of go into the club looking at, all right, I know this person want to stay fit for what they doing, so I do the same thing, you know what I'm saying? But it does get boring. It is dry. But we from Houston, man. It's just...
the nightlife different out here. It's like a whole different beast. I live in L.A., I done been to Miami, Atlanta, New York, but Houston shit just different.
It is, man.
I think the pandemic, when the pandemic hit, you seen a lot of people just coming down here just to get out the house and party. And even them people was like, damn, I ain't really know Houston was really like that.
Really
it's
like that.
Nah, bro, Houston, like literally 6 days a week. Excluding Monday. I think Monday the only day will
chill day.
Yeah, motherfuckers be like, all right, I'm
gonna take a little rest.
But yeah, from Tuesday to Sunday, bro, it's like it's just something. It's always something to get into, and it's shit. The nightlife is just.
That's a good or the bad thing, though. You know what I mean? You got the opportunities that come with just being in the city, man. It's just it's broad. Like, you have so many lanes that you can go in, and just having just even with a podcast, you know, we got people that do that podcast here and there, but we can also be successful in that lane because we all have different perspectives.
Right.
And I think that Houston is a spot that you couldn't do that in Oklahoma. Like, everybody couldn't be at a spot to where they can feel like they can chime in on everything because there's so much you can do out there.
Yeah, and them niggas in Oklahoma.
Huh?
And them niggas in Oklahoma.
It's definitely some niggas in Oklahoma, man. They everywhere, man. We everywhere.
Yeah, but Houston is like we deep out here, bro, and we like we carry such a heavy culture where it's like we like the black culture dominates the Houston like thing. Like the theme of Houston is, bro, it's right now.
Black excellence is definitely a big thing out here.
Yeah, bro. So
for
we
sure.
running that shit up.
And that's why you kind of big up the people that you see in those areas. But just get into that, because I want to get into that kind of the Grant Cardone kind of comment that, because he built this corporation of just making millionaires, helping people build, I want to say build their profile, make them a little bit more money. And he said a comment that he targets, when he targets black audiences, he uses simple terms. He doesn't go too above, like when he's got a high education, but that's not what he's targeting because he feels like that's his main audience.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go where the money at.
Nah,
you know what I mean? Shit, I mean, a motherfucking iPhone commercial gonna be way different than a motherfucking,
Metro PCS
commercial. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's gonna hit a
it just
different
levels
crowd.
to it. But at the same time, they both making money. I think you just gotta know your demographic, know your audience, you know what I'm saying, know your consumer, and do what's best for that. I mean, if he's chosen black people,
he's been successful, man.
That's what I'm saying. If he's chosen black people to be his consumers and he's found success in that, then I mean, it's probably better.
And that's what he's big on. He's saying like, all right, yeah, if you go around these people in my age, the white people that's my age, they might not know who I am, but the younger black crowd, they know who I am. Yeah. So when you get into that, you're just like, all right, at least these young black generations is trying to get better, motivate themselves or do something that's better. And I kind of understand where you're looking at, because I'm not looking at anything, because we all have personal gain in our entrepreneurship, I would say. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you got to move out what's making you successful. Yeah. And I don't want to just stay on Grant Cardone, because Deion Sanders' recruiting plan is kind of the same thing. You know what I mean? He said he targets for skilled players, that's the quarterback, that's the receiver, the cornerback. He wants them to be 2-parent households, somebody that's, you know what I'm saying, had a little background that they know how to move as a grown man. But his defensive guys, I would say his dogs, he wants them to come from single-parent homes, and he wants them to be a little bit more gruesome when it's come to, all right, I got to get my mama out the hood or whatever it may be.
Yeah, I feel that. But at the end of the day, it's all about how good a motherfucker is. Like, Deion Sanders not going to pick the 4-star nigga from a 2-parent household over the 5-star nigga from a single mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
yeah.
It sounds good, but at the end of the day, niggas is getting the best that they can get no matter how it comes. You know what I'm saying?
but we seen it in Deion Sanders programs, he don't he doesn't necessarily deal with the bullshit with the player. If you on that, you're really not on his team, unless that's what he just putting out to the media. But I'll be honest with you, it looks like it's real. Like it don't look like it's, hey, you can be the best player, but if you're an asshole, you playing for me. It don't look like that to me. You know what I mean?
It's football, bro. I'm not give a fuck about that.
I think they don't. I think Deion do a little bit just because of the stature that he is.
I don't. I think the most important thing to him is winning.
I do. I mean, that's to everybody.
I mean, exactly. And it's for somebody in his situation, going to a bigger college, he got the pressure to actually bring in these these athletes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like nigga ain't sitting down with the athlete like, okay, you got your mom and dad at home? Okay, nah, nigga. It's like, let me see them stats, let me see the highlight tape. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you trying to do? You trying to go to the league?
But that's a plus though. You know what I mean? You gotta look at it like, okay, the 2-parent home is a plus. And I, again, coming from a single parent home, I don't legit think it's a plus, but that's just his recruiting plan. And that's why I was looking at him and Grant Cardone like, all right, y'all looking at it like, okay, it might have a little biasness to it. It might be a little fucked up, but is it helping you succeed? Are you helping others succeed? And that's what it looks like to me. Because again, those young black people could have been like, man, I don't know who Grant Cardone is. I don't care about what he got going on. But at some point in time in their mind, they want to elevate. You know what I mean? The media could have took it like that. Deion's still helping these young kids, either they got single parents or not. And that's why I look at it like, is it still helping you and helping people And that's why I don't have anything kind of like a negative, I would say, to say about it.
Yeah, I don't think anything about it is negative. I think it's just whatever works for you. Grant Cardone isn't the only nigga giving out game on the internet.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's about who you want to take
Deion Sanders ain't the only nigga that's giving niggas scholarships that can get them to the next level. You know, it's just about what works for you.
He hot though.
I mean, yeah, he hot.
He hot.
It happen like that.
If I was still playing football, I don't know if I was able. And Deion called me, I don't care if Nick Saban called me. I'm going. That's just how I look at it though.
Nah.
You going to Nick Saban?
What? Fuck. I'm trying to win, fool.
Hey, Colorado gonna win.
I mean, have they won yet?
They ain't played the game yet. But
I'm trying to win.
I get you. At some point in time, it's different perspectives for different people.
I think if you're gonna take the whole trying to help a black man build his legacy and things like that and feed into that narrative, cool. But if you're just talking about trying to win, Colorado don't compare to Alabama
yet. I don't think they ever will be, and I'm gonna get into that real quick because again, they won't ever do it because that's just a stepping stone. I feel like also, and what Deion is doing, but that's the whole thing, the opportunity that man is putting out for himself and for everybody that is kind of involved with him. It's kind of just, again, it's dope to see, man. He took it from the high school level to the historically black college level, and he put all eyes on them. Then you go to the Colorado. They never recruited how they recruited this year, and he's not played a game.
Because niggas don't want to go to Colorado.
They don't.
Shit.
And a lot of they videos, they saying the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, man, it's cold out here, man.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck who the coach.
Nah, see,
couldn't get me to go to Colorado. Not when Alabama trying to offer me.
Now you play football, agent.
Exactly.
You play football.
I'm not playing in the cold.
If Deion called you, you going.
If Nick Saban called me, I'm going.
If Deion call you going.
Deion call me, I'm be like, yeah, you my nigga. Like, I fucks with you.
I look up to you.
I fucks with you heavy, but
again, man, it's different strokes for different folks.
Put it like this: would you sign if you was an artist? Would you sign to Universal or would you sign to Slip and Slide Records?
Universal.
All right, then.
All right, hold on.
You
gotta see what Slip and Slide is offering me. If Universal offers me,
like I said,
I'll be honest, bro. If I'm hard, Universal offer me and Slip and Slide offer me, I got something I'm bringing to the table.
So who you gonna sign with?
I'm signing with who give me the best deal.
Cap.
I'm telling you, because at the end of the day, what if Universal give you a 360 deal?
That's
or
cool.
Something that's bad?
That's
no,
cool.
that ain't bad.
I take 10% of a watermelon,
and that's good that we say that.
80% of a grape.
We want to get into the status of the music game, how that kind of correlates with just good and bad business, because that's what you always want to kind of put out: good and bad business.
All business is good business. It's when you don't uphold your side of the business, your agreement to the business, that makes it bad business. But if we have an agreement if we have an agreement to where I get 99% and you get 1% and you agree to that, bro, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't bad business. It's good business for me, but you just made
it's
a
bad
bad
business
deal.
if you disagree. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah,
but
so
I get
like
that. I get that.
Business is all shit, man. It's all about what you can negotiate
between the business owners, whatever. I like that.
And such thing as good as bad business. I think it's how you handle your business that make it bad business. But if you signed up for something, man, and you contractually obligated yourself to perform that, then you need to do that. And realistically, if you have integrity, you should really surpass that and exceed those expectations, because that'll put you in a better position for your next arrangement.
For sure. And I can agree with that. Like most things, people go into the thing again with personal gain, and when you start looking at it with a little bit more mindset of, all right, man, what can I do for this next person? Because again, it's kind of like what's that, kind of like a flower effect, like how people kind of, you help the next person, that person put the next person on, they all kind of
it's like a snowball.
And I kind of look at it like how music, that's what it is in music. Like, you know what I mean? You got the artist, you put the artist on, the artist eventually put the producer on, and things like that.
Yeah.
And you a little bit more in tune with that than me. You know what I'm saying? What those conversations like? You know what I mean? I want to know a little bit more about that game.
I mean, it's leverage, bro. Each conversation varies between like each artist, face value potential, shit, you know, whatever they got going on. I mean, no situation is the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, no situation is the same from, you know, top to bottom. Like, for instance, like a Drake situation is way different from a J. Cole situation, which is way different from a Kendrick Lamar situation.
Right.
But they all came in the game around the same time, and they all had like enormous amounts of success, even though their situations was all different. And guaranteed, all their contracts look different. You know what I'm saying? So.
And they all get their kind of, I want to say, equal amount of respect as well. They might put Drake above them a little bit. But they all J. Cole.
We ain't got to get into the Drake shit today, bro. But
nah, I just said that because those guys you named are kind of like on the stature of just like the epitome of the greats. And you can, and that's just
generational. I think generationally, they'll be considered a great, but in the grand scheme of things, they're not on the list we talked about the other day.
Right.
Drake is.
And with that being said, you know, it came out Lil Wayne was just, he seen the list and he was just like, who above me?
That's what I said.
And he was, and that's what I was getting at. Like, Wayne seen the list, he was like, all right, if I'm number 7, which is, I agree this, disrespect.
Blasphemous.
He was like, who above me? And it's like, you start looking at his catalog, you start looking at just everything involved with it. Why do you think, because I can be honest with you, I've been to a Lil Wayne concert and all that. I feel like he's a little bit disrespected in the game. And that's kind of what he was getting at. And that's the stats of the music game now is TikTok, hit songs that's just, you ain't even got to really have a catalog now. You know what I mean? Just kind of just getting into what's popular.
I mean, music is synonymous with sports, where it's got that mentality of, what have you done for me lately?
Yep.
So, I mean, like, in music, man, we'll shine light on somebody that's had like 2 weeks of fame. You know what I'm saying? Over the motherfucker that's, you know, got fucking 15 years.
For sure.
You know, no different than like, I remember like when Jeremy Lin had his run, man, the nigga had a week of hooping. And to me, nigga didn't hoop no more.
Yeah.
But off that 1 week.
Got a contract?
Man, nigga built a whole legacy off that 1 week. And that's, I mean, the music industry is no different, man. It's no different. Yeah. It's like, yeah, like Wayne, I mean, as long as Wayne stays out the game, people are gonna start to have shorter and shorter memories about like his movement and his era. But that's just the reality of just entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Entertainment keep going. So, you know.
Yeah, them boys gotta definitely try to stay as relevant. I mean, they shouldn't have to. I mean,
if you want to stay in the conversation, you have to.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like a Jay-Z, like he may not drop songs all the time, but
when he
gonna drop some shit, you know, every once in a while to just keep himself in that conversation.
Right.
And I think, you know, same with like an Eminem, man. Like Eminem still dropping music. Even though, you know, it's not popularized or we like, you know, rap culture don't really listen to it like they used to.
Yeah.
Shit, he's still feeding like the beast to at least keep himself in that conversation.
Right. And I think that's with everything, you know what I mean? That's just one thing you should always kind of do when you in anything that you do is kind of just stay consistent with what you're doing, man. Kind of keep your name relevant, keep your brand moving.
Right.
And all those things. Like, at the end of the day, we kind of look at things like we want everything to move how we want to move, but everybody know who got the main plan, you know what I mean? And I think that at the end of the day, those guys in that lane, even the NBA guys, you know what I'm saying? Because, again, the NBA playoffs coming up, we don't want to get too much into that because as it's all, like, I want to say it's a prediction type thing, you know what I mean? But I did want to big up my Lakers, man. A lot of people was talking down on my Lakers, man, and I'm a big Lakers fan. I'm a big LeBron fan, so I really, wherever LeBron go, I'm rocking with them. So
shout out Kyrie.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Kyrie. I like Kyrie too, man. I definitely dig the movement that he put out for what he was doing. I feel like your boy Kanye kind of opened the ways for people to kind of get into that. And big ups to my man Kanye for that Adidas deal back too, man. I think that it was something that everybody laughed at him about, but he kind of got the last laugh in that one.
No, for sure. You got to see how that shit play out, man. Like, they didn't really give a lot of the details of the business, so of course they was gonna have to figure something out. It was too much money on the line.
It's too much money.
But You know what I'm
and
saying?
And you lose too much. Like as soon as they cut them off, they lost. I want to say $1 billion.
Billions of dollars. Yeah, just in product that they already produce.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But again, that's a guy that was in the music game that kind of took over the fashion game. We kind of took fashion advice from early on. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, he tapped into 2 lanes and killed both lanes. And I've never been big on Kanye like that, but I definitely respected this last movement that he kind of put out. I didn't agree with how he did it, but I respected it. And that's kind of big for me to say. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we got different mindsets on Kanye. You know what I mean? He's a big Kanye advocate.
Yeah, he can do no wrong.
He can do no wrong.
To me, for Ye, it's not about how or what. It's just why.
Yeah.
It's like I just try to look at his reasoning, and then I base my understanding from that, and understand that everything he does is because it's for his why.
It's for a higher reason.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And I can be the first person to admit that sometimes when you go off your first mind, off of what somebody's really thinking, especially somebody with a brilliant mind like that, you gotta look at it like, man, he might be on to something. You never know. He might be on to something. And I ain't the guy that want to ever be on the wrong side of anything. I always want to be right. So
yeah, if
he's not doing it the right way, it's kind of hard for me to rock with.
Ain't no right or wrong side, man. It's just like even the villain, you know,
is scoring somebody.
I mean, yeah, they doing right in they mind. So it's like,
I like that.
You know, I shit, man. If I fuck with you, I'm gonna ride with you. Point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, until you do something that I just can't fuck with.
Yeah.
And like, Ye has never done anything that I can personally be like, nah, I don't fuck with that. Now, he done some things I'd be like, I wouldn't have done that.
You're right.
But I can't be like, nah, I just don't fuck with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
How he responded to anything Kim Kardashian after the breakup is a little too much for me.
Hey, man, that's family business.
I agree, but dudes lose their wives every day, B.
Yeah, but not everybody Kanye West.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So don't expect for him to handle it.
That helps my argument even much. Yeah. He was a billionaire before he lost his wife. And hey, bro, take your L and take it well.
$1 billion, 400 million. Niggas don't know the difference. It's too much money to spend.
I just look at it like
too much money to spend, bro.
I get it though. I get it, and we get into that because, you know, he was married to Kim Kardashian. She kind of had a little explode about just like, man, y'all got to get off y'all butt and work. You know what I mean? So we get to look at it like this. You wanna, cause you know what I mean. I'm a guy that I don't mind if the woman has aspirations, want to get out there and get a thing done. But if I'm great, I want you to be great. I'd rather you be at home, and so we both can be great. So I'm looking at the work wife or the at home wife. How you looking at it on what side?
It's about work for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person I don't need all the money.
Yeah.
So I will never like put money over like peace, like fucking structure, and just like what's best for like long term.
Yeah.
So for me, I would have to go stay at home wife, you know what I'm saying? But I'm in a situation where I can do that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, but it hasn't always been like that. I've been in situations where if I was to be serious with somebody, it'll be in our best interest for us to be partnering up.
Both,
you know what I'm saying? Until, you know, I'm able to,
right,
you know what I'm saying, do that. But so it's about what works for you, man. Like some niggas like, you know what I'm saying, they women getting out here making the bread and this and that, and they putting it together, taking trips and doing all of that shit. You know, some people like a woman to be at home, you know, full time on.
Yeah, but it's just about, again, I think it's just about just your mindset is just about a comfortable thing. You know what I mean? I think about just being out. One of the most dangerous things we do every day is drive. So just thinking about something like that is just like, man, I'd be like, man, if you're at home, you ain't got to go nowhere.
Yeah.
The house is always clean or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that's just something that a woman's supposed to do.
She better. I'm just playing.
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, it's just more things that you think about just when you have a stay-at-home wife or she's gone most of the day. Because at the end of the day, if she gone most of the day, you don't want to bother when she come home like, hey, You still don't cook that food.
You got to.
But it's a little bit more.
Hell no.
Already.
If I'm working all day and we sleep, and a nigga break into their house, well, I'm gonna tell him, man, I've been working all day. You wanna go handle that shit downstairs?
See, it's different.
It ain't different. It's roles, man. We all got a role to play. You know what I'm saying? We all got a role to play.
I get it.
So.
But again, man, it's just different perspective because some women want to. Man, I want to get out here and get it on my own. I want to make sure I got it on my own.
They say that, but then I feel like if a woman was to say, it depends. If a wife is one thing, but if you're a mother, it's completely different. Right. You know what I'm saying? I think, if you got a stay-at-home wife and you ain't got no kids, and what the hell she staying at home for? What the fuck she doing? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, go out and do something. Be ambitious. You got goals, go do that. Sure. But once the children come into play, then, you're not a wife. You ain't nothing. You a mama first, to me. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be mama first. And for me, that's that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Fuck working, fuck partying, fuck everything.
Agreed.
Mama. You know what I'm saying? Mama first.
And that with that being, you gotta have that ambition. You gotta have that ambition and kind of put your kids first, I would say. Put your pride first. Right. Pride go into a lot of that too, man. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, most of the people I would say the most person I look up to is my mother. And again, it's because of the things that she's done. She put a lot of stuff to the side for me. Mm-hmm. So I look at my mother go out and get it at a way different time. You know what I mean? Now you definitely got to look at it like, all right, some of these women but some of these women like on some stuff like, okay, I like that. You're
majority.
Right. They kind of spoiled now.
They just not built like that.
Yeah.
They're not built like that. They're not built for controversy, adversity, and like, you know what I'm saying? Real talk, like, shit, they ain't built for that shit nowadays. Motherfuckers it's bad out here, bruh.
No, it's bad out here. I was at a cookout and this lady offered to make my plate. And this lady offered to make my plate, and my brother, his sister was like, "Nah, don't make his plate. New age women don't make plates."
She's single, ain't
she? She was loud.
She's single in the motherfucker.
She's married. She's prideful about it though. She was prideful about it, and I was just like, "Why you so prideful? Like, why you so loud about it?" And she's just saying like, new age women different now. You know what I'm saying? We don't gotta do those things.
Simp.
Yeah, and she was like, "I don't have to do all those things," and I just looked at it like, man, I just wish I had a little bit more perspective on what y'all was talking about. You know what I'm saying? So what y'all was thinking about when y'all was making these, I want to say these agreements that you ain't got to do this. You know what I mean?
So what would you think? What would you say would be like the roles of like a stay-at-home wife in comparison to like a wife that actually works?
I mean, I kind of look at it like the roles is kind of like, all right, the woman at home, she kind of just chill. I mean, of course, that's something, like you said, it's just something that about, I think kids only will make a woman want to stay home. I don't have that woman perspective to kind of channel that mindset.
Motherfucker not wanting to go to work, not having to go to work and make niggas stay home too.
Nah, I mean, shit, yeah, if you ain't got to go to work home, go to work, your husband is bringing out each other, by all means, stay at home, because at the end of the day, again, how I think, like, if you gone all day, you ain't gonna want to come home and cook like how you want to do if you've been out home all day and I've been at work. It's different. You know what I mean? So it's just a little mind-boggling thing that I think that everybody kind of goes through.
No excuses.
I mean? It's something that's like, we'll never get over that. We'll never understand that. We'll never understand, like, okay, say just like how drugs and things like that got into the black neighborhoods. I want to say guns, drugs, how they got in there. We want to understand that, just how we don't understand women. We want to understand how that kind of came in precise, I would say.
I mean, it all come from just, for one, I think it come from like broken family structure. So like, I think it was like back in the gap where shit, we were more traditional, to where you had the man going out working and you had the wife or mom staying at home, this and that. I think like the economy was a bit different and it was a lot more handicapped to where, like now, man, you see a lot of, let's just say black people, we actually make money. You know You know what I'm saying? We actually make more than enough money to like live and maintain and be comfortable. But now we have like a certain sense of like want and luxury where, you know what I'm saying, the money don't really add up. But back in those days, bro, it was like niggas was really out here trying to get it for the fam. And I think just the struggle with that, niggas not bringing home enough bacon, you know what I'm saying? The wife sitting at home trying to balance everything and make do with what you bringing in. I think that's somewhat like, it weakened like the woman's confidence in the man and the man's ability to provide. Yeah. So I think like moving forward, you started to see like the independent movement of women, especially once like, you know, they started getting like the affirmative action things with, you know, the workplace and things like that, where they actually started to make some money. You know what I'm saying? Where like a lot, you know, like now, man, you know, most women that have a job, man, they making $40,000-$50,000, you know, and you know, a lot of niggas I know that work jobs, they making like 30, 40, you know what I'm saying, on average. So I think that plays a big role. Yeah, that plays a big role into just like the house structure, that breaking down. And of course, like once the house breaks down, you add unnecessary pressure and stress. And then most people always resort to either entertainment or drugs to kind of like take their mind off of that. So I think that's what helped like usher in like a lot of the drugs into like the community and into like the culture.
This is Stephen Thompson.
And Gerald Lanier.
And we are here with the Community Cultivation Network. If you're looking to advertise, this is the space you could do it at right here. If you got an item, pigsty, t-shirt, cheese and crackers, if you own a sensual massage parlor, anything. If you got drawers.
You had that twisty thing for the guys.
Socks. If it's lit, you can advertise on here.
Right here. CC Network.
Hi.
Yeah.
My name is Stephen Thompson from Stevie Rock Radio, and you're now watching the CCN.
No, for
you
sure.
know what I'm saying? I think niggas actually seeing they people do drugs, like soften them up to the idea of it. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, okay, things go bad, I do drugs. You know what I'm saying?
And it kind of, you know what I'm saying? It copes. It makes you take away from things, and it kind of, but it takes you to where, because we wasn't always on that path. That kind of was like put on us. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, but money is the root of all evil, but it makes the world go around at the same time. You know what I mean? So you getting the money, you kind of going into the side to where you gotta deviating the hood, you messing up the hood, but you gotta, you know what I'm saying, kind of big up yourself. Everything is about personal gain, like I said. But again, I just want to get into this real quick. You look at the war on drugs and the war on gangs. I think the gang side, I would say, they're more targeted or less targeted when they're big on drugs. And that's because I feel like, I've always felt like this, that it's kind of like a government funded thing. Do you think that was kind of government funded? I
think once upon a time.
Yeah, of course.
I think once you start like an industry, people just gonna catch on to it and it's gonna grow on its own organically. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely think that like once upon a time, seeds were planted, connections was made to start that fucking that industry of like, you know what I'm saying, drug and smuggling and things like that. Because like, what niggas know about cocaine? You know what I'm saying? Like even to this day, bro, like cocaine been out, like niggas been on cocaine for like 50 some years, 60 years, right? Niggas still don't really know shit about cocaine. Like where to get it, all we know is that, you know, it's coming from somewhere else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that niggas know somebody that knows somebody that can get their hands on it.
Right, it sounds good.
Yeah, but nobody really knows anything about drugs, you know, to the point to where I feel like we can actually take responsibility for them. You know what I'm saying? I think, nigga, if you was to put a whole bunch of fucking, literally, bro, you drop a whole bunch of cases of water off in the hood, niggas is gonna figure out a way to make some money off of it.
For sure.
So no matter
what,
shout out
to the water boys, man.
Yeah, shout out to the water boys. But yeah, no matter what, bro, it's like, you know, we are business. Like niggas is big business. So it's like we gonna always find a way to make money out of whatever the fuck is put in front of us. So if you put a whole bunch of drugs in front of us, yeah, somebody gonna figure something out and make a way. Unfortunately, it all comes to the detriment of the community, which is that I don't think, like, I watched Snowfall
Shout out to Snowfall,
and
man.
I don't even think,
show.
as watching that shit, as they got into the later seasons, I started to see my childhood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shit, I remember when shit was like that. And you know what I'm saying? Looking at that show, I don't think that Franklin knew what he was doing when he started. And I think by the time he actually saw what he was doing, he was in too deep.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
I think it's like that for any nigga out here doing it, man. It's like you build a whole life around this shit. And once no different than like an NBA young boy. He came out a week or so ago just talking about how he woke up one day and realized the effect that his music played on society and how much bad his music did.
Mm-hmm.
And
you had to sit back.
He once he realized what was happening and how he was being used for this agenda, he was like, damn, I done so much damage, I could never fix it, but I could try, you know what I'm saying,
right.
to undo my wrongs piece by piece. But in reality, I think everybody hit that, man, where it's like you look up and you're like, damn, man, I got all of this shit, but it's all, like we talked about the other day, it's all from bad money. You know what I'm saying? And bad money ain't worth enough on the back end to fix what you've done.
Right.
So
I agree. Yeah. So again, we talk about the war on drugs and just the war on the black community. I do want to say this. It did create some good content as far as just like movie content.
Yeah, black trauma's really entertaining.
It's easy to sell. You know what I mean? It's something that people kind of connect with. Because we didn't grow up in all those situations, but we know somebody that grew up in those type of situations. So I'm gonna ask you this: give me your top 5 black movies. We start with number 1. I give you 1, you give me 1.
All right.
And we gonna start with 5, of course.
My number 1 is Life.
Life is number 1 or number 5?
Shit, number 1.
All right, number 1. I like that. It's hard for me to argue that. See, I'm gonna go with a little bit more on the just black community side. So I'm gonna go Boys in the Hood number 1. And that's just because, let me give you my little Boys in the Hood, you know what I'm saying? I ain't grew up with nobody that was getting killed and murked like that, but I know similar stories and I know similar people that, you know what I'm saying, that went through those things. And it kind of took me to where I want to be on the good side of the athlete of the shit. You know, like Ricky. I kind of want to be like Ricky without the dying part, of course. But what you got for me? What you got for number 2 or number 4?
Nigga said Ricky, Ricky.
Oh, your number 2, yeah, for sure.
Number 2, New Jack City.
New Jack City. Hard movie. That's hard for me to go against that. New Jack City.
That was the first movie I ever seen.
Yeah, and I feel like we was right at the age, so we ain't too far from each other, but you starting to understand movies a little bit more, and that's why I feel like Friday was my number 2. Friday number 2 for me because I jumped in I'm a Chris Tucker fan based off of that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like man, I was kind of relating to him a little bit more, and it was funny. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now Friday will be my number 3.
Yeah,
hands down. Friday. Will be number
Friday.
3.
Friday, one of them top movies that you gotta put a little. He put a little stamp on himself with that movie alone. You know
Friday was funny, bro, and it was. I think for the the level of actors and shit they had in it, like there was no big names in that movie.
They just came out.
You know what I'm saying? That shit was just fucking iconic. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Ice Cube, of course, was the only name that you really knew, but everybody else kind of took their role and
made a career out that shit too. Like Friday, man, started a lot of careers.
Cube started a lot of careers. Man.
He did.
Man, big up to Ice Cube, man. My brother DJ Young Sam. This is my first friend. He told me, man, he used to be a Ice Cube fan, man. He used to always wear black, and I was like, man, that's crazy. But again, man, big up my man Ice Cube. All right, so what you got for 4?
4.
Oh, I didn't give you my 3. I'm sorry. I didn't give you my 3. My third one, I would say, only because you said Life already, I'm going to go with another Martin Lawrence movie.
Eddie Murphy. Life's an Eddie Murphy movie.
That's true. That's very true. And that's why I think, and let's get into that. And I think that's why I kind of I love Life. It's funny as hell, but I'm such a Martin fan that he got outshined in that movie so much. I was like, man, I don't even like Life, but it's crazy. As I got older, man, it's ridiculously
No, you know what's funny?
funny.
One of my homeboys, he was talking about you. He was like, that nigga First Class remind me of Bilal.
But Bilal off a house guest. I mean, a house party. Hey man, hey, I just take that as a Martin Lawrence joke.
That nigga was like, that nigga remind me of Bilal. And I was like, that nigga is a DJ, and that nigga would fucking go batshit crazy if a nigga kept bumping into his shit and shit. That shit be funny as hell.
That's very true. That's very true. But again, man, that's something that's been kind of just on me my whole life. I would say, I ain't gonna say Bilal, but Martin Lawrence I've been compared to my whole life, and I ain't, you know what I mean? I big up Martin Lawrence all the time. He one of the ghosts to me, and again, that's why I kind of went with my movie, House Party. Not House Party, I'm sorry, Bad Boys, because it's not just a black movie, but of course you got the two black stars kind of just they were superheroes to me,
right.
You know what I mean, as growing up, and I thought that Martin was, again, I was a big Martin fan. That movie is very funny to me, and he played a great role, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my third movie. So what you got for four?
Let me see. I know what my fifth one is. Let me find my fourth one real quick.
It gotta be something urban, man. Some
I mean, shit. Nigga, goddamn, New Jack City, Friday, that's urban.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
As far as like new movies, I really haven't come across any new black like Negro spirituals that's just like
I can give you one.
That deserve. Which one?
My four is Love Jones.
What?
You don't like Love Jones?
Hell no.
Well, yeah, you super players. Hey, see me. I can appreciate the poetry. I can appreciate the whole vibe of the movie. You know what I'm saying? So that's a
you saying
movie.
Love Jones lets you know you put Love Jones over The Wood. You put Love Jones over.
The Wood is good. The Wood is good.
You put Love Jones
over.
The
Wood in there.
Come on,
the
nigga.
Wood in there. I would say. See you. All right. I like Wood at 5. I definitely put Love Jones over The Wood. The reason why is because I gave you the comedy, but you got to give everything that the black genre giving you. They giving you that real shit in there, Love Jones. So at the end of the day, that's in my top 5 for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna say The Wood at 4.
Man, that's crazy. That's a good movie, bro. A funny movie. Like those again, when that first came out, I want to say the younger guys, I didn't really know who the younger guys was. But the guys that played that movie, man, they did a great job. Man.
Yeah, that shit was fire.
A great movie. And it kind of had a positive, you know what I'm saying, thing about it as far as just like, you know what I mean, stepping up in that manhood, stepping up in maturity. You know what I mean? You got to step up to these roles that you want to put yourself in to be a black father or a black man. And that's something that's always commendable to see in the community.
Yeah, and plus it was about three black dudes coming from the hood. None of them got into the gangs.
Right.
They all grew up to live to be adults and have like professional lives and careers.
For sure.
Which is like really positive, you know what I'm saying? Which I fuck with that a lot.
For sure. And all black movies don't have those great endings. You know what I mean?
Right.
So at the end of the day, like my 5, I would say is Set It Off. I put Set It Off above all those because, again, like when I got older, I didn't even want to watch Set It Off again. You know what I mean? Like it was just like, man, it was such a, of course you have to get it how you live type mindset, but it's ladies doing it, so you feel a little bit more compassion, I would say.
You feel bad when they get shot the fuck up, I guess.
Exactly.
Oh, they had to kill Queen Latifah like that.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the Queen, man. They had to do the Queen like that, man. They got her good. But at the end of the day, man, those stories all have a significant meaning to them. You can look at it and take whatever you want to take, what value, what stories you want to take from it. And I definitely got my own type of values and my take from it again. It kind of took me on the road to where I kind of wanted to be on the right side of the law, the right side of everything, to be honest with you. I didn't want to make too many bad decisions to put me in those predicaments. Right. And at the end of the day, some of those movies, it made people want to be Nino Brown.
Yeah.
You know
I mean, it all depends on how...
what you take from it.
Yeah, what you take from it and just how influential, how easily influenced you are.
Right.
But I ain't give you my 5th one.
Give me your
I'm gonna fuck y'all up with my 5th one because I know it's gonna go over a lot of y'all niggas' heads because y'all just not really like that. But my 5th one is Lean on Me.
Come on. Hard.
And see, I know a lot of you niggas wasn't even thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody really than Mr. Clark. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
You did crack, don't you?
You know what I'm saying? For real, like Lean on Me was so powerful to me because like it showed like how important and how important it is for us to take responsibility over our communities.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And so like there's always gonna be like things out there to bring us down,
but it's always a choice. You know what I'm saying? And I think Lean on Me, especially, man, like all the way down to like the talent. Like niggas was in the bathroom harmonizing and shit. Like
there was people in that movie too.
Yeah, I still listen to that song on YouTube. Like to this day, when I just want to fucking rock out.
Yeah,
I'm play the Bathroom Boys. You know what I'm saying? We gonna feel East Side this motherfucker.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's something that's crazy. I definitely remember you singing that song from time to time. But I think that movie is definitely historical because it's a couple of reasons. Just again, his role he took to kind of push it. Like, man, I'm gonna push the narrative to kind of help my community. Right. Man, be that leader in his schoolhouse that they never had. A leader that black kids that grew up in single parent, they didn't have the dad or whatever it may be. He definitely stepped into that. But I think that's the first and only movie that Morgan Freeman looked young in.
I mean, the movie 80 years old.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? You look at it like, man, golly, man, every other movie you've been 30, 40, 50, you used to look the same. He probably 18 in that movie, playing a principal. So I'm gonna give you my honorable mention. I think my honorable mention will be The Best Man.
Oh, that's a good one.
You like The Best Man?
Yeah, I got a lot of mixed feelings about that one.
Okay.
More importantly, I just want to let you know The Best Man is proof that black men don't cheat.
Right. I like that. I like that.
And when we love you, but it's also proof to show that these hoes ain't loyal, bro.
No, for sure. It's a lot. It's a lot you could take from it. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
man.
She definitely. You know what I mean? The Friend is kind of it's a lot for me. The Friend. I mean, any dude. I don't want to get too much into it, but any dude just having access to that is crazy if you have a connection. But The Friend.
Bro, you can't fuck the homie. But let's be a lesson learned to a lot of you, to a lot of people out there that if you cheat on a good black man, you will die of cancer.
Hey, I can't argue with that. That's how the movie was wrote.
Yeah.
That's how the movie was wrote, my brother.
Yeah. So
hey,
eat that shit up. Eat that shit up.
But in all seriousness though, some of the good points I feel like I took from the movie was more of just how the brothers kind of, you know what I mean? The brothers didn't let that kind of deter what they had going on. You know what I'm saying? That's something positive you can take.
I feel like men always have better friendships. You know what I'm saying? Like we can go through a lot and still be cool, still be down.
It's an understanding.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we can forgive. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You know, it's not like that on the other side, but definitely I think as men you can put your pride to the side, especially if it's a real genuine friendship.
Genuine friendship, for sure. It's always some.
You can't fuck my wife.
No, but sure.
we could definitely we can come over.
She wasn't the wife then, but I get what you saying.
I mean, let a nigga know.
All right, so let's go. Let's go. Nah, facts. Please,
let me know, bro. If
I gotta find
let me know you tossed her up, bro, before I even do all of that.
Right.
God,
I gotta find out
damn.
the book, bro. Yeah, that's kind of tough. All right, so let's get into our. I'm gonna say top 3 worst black movies. I'm gonna go one. I got CB4.
You crazy.
I'm not a real Chris Rock fan, but to me
that's Chris Rock's best movie.
It's super corny though. It's still super corny. We get to the corny stuff, I can't do it. I can't rock with it. I can't even watch it too long. Like
that's a good corny though. I think CB4 was a good corny. I put CB4 right up there with like Don't Be a Menace, where it's like it's really good comical corny shit.
I'm gonna put all the Wayne's movies in there then.
Nah, all the Wayne's movies are
except for Low Down Dirty Shame. That's the only one.
Oh my goodness, nigga! Don't Be a Menace was fire. What else? And nigga, the Scream. What is that shit called? Scary Movies series. Scary Movie. No, Scary Movie. Scary Movie series, hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Like the movies Marlon Wayans had, like White Chicks. I'm not a fan of that, but it was a funny movie.
That was a funny movie.
The Sixth Sense. A good one.
A good one.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep on coming
I fuck with the Wayans. Now, if you was talking about
the Wayans, I ain't gonna lie, but everything else that was just super corny. I'm not.
They got some corny shit in there. They ain't got as much corny shit as Chris Rock.
See, we at least we're on the same path because I'm Chris Rock. He's not the funny I'm looking for, but I know we kind of disagree on this side. Kevin Hart, one of those guys. I kind of consider him to be a funny guy, but Soul Plane is also one of those movies. I'm gonna put it on my top worst black movies also.
Was that actually a Kevin Hart movie?
Yeah, I think he was the producer, everything on that movie.
That shit was horrible. I feel like the political part of me wants me to say that Kevin Hart is funny, but the real nigga in me
He got some.
I
He got his
could
moments.
never.
I've definitely felt I felt the way you felt before, but he definitely had his moments. He got some funny moments.
I think if I was like a different race, Kevin Hart would be funny. If I was like Asian or something, I think a nigga be hilarious. But
I think he's funny. I think all the little people are kind of funny because they, you know what I mean. That's kind of what they kind of bring to the table.
But they ain't got no good. They ain't got no good short jokes. Like fuck them.
Nah, but I just really think that at some point in time, you gotta consider these movies because you gotta not make these movies again. You make these movies again, you gotta. I'm more on the side of making what I want to say Bad Boys again. I'm on the more the side of making Love Jones again. But these old corny movies that you gotta put your cousin on.
Don't nobody want to Love Jones, bro. She wouldn't even be right today.
Nah.
You couldn't even make it today. It'd be a whole bunch of domestic violence and shit in that motherfucker.
No.
It'd be more like a thin line between love and hate.
See, that's a good movie too.
Fire.
I'm rocking with that movie too. But at the end of the day, Love Jones is always a great black love story that's gonna motivate the community.
Like the Obamas.
I think yeah, I mean, cause you get motivated by the little Instagram couples now. You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
I mean, not you, but you know what I'm saying? I see it all the time. Chicks you don't even know who they are, and then all of a sudden they get with a good guy. Everybody wants to be couple goals and things of that nature. But again, I want to say this. When you put that love in that black love in people's faces, definitely motivational because you know the possibilities and everything that come with it.
Right,
and that's what I think that I want to say I take from movies. You know what I'm saying? The opportunities and things that may be able to be accessible to me.
So what movie made you want to be in love?
Be in love. That's a hard question you asking me. But I mean, I want to say, I would say Love Jones. To me, I mean, just the player aspect of it. You gotta look at the realness of it. The player aspect of what how he laid down. He seen something that he wanted to go get, and he went and got it. And I think that's something that's very admirational. It was player to me. You know what I'm saying about how he did it. Poetry, music, all that stuff is something that those ain't routes I would take, to be honest with you, but it's player for sure.
She still treated him like shit, didn't she?
She did for a while.
Ain't
she
that
did
a
for a
bitch?
while.
See,
but at the end of the day, man,
that's why Love Jones should have watched How to Be a Player.
My boy should have watched How to Be a Player.
How to Be a Player. That's my honorable mention right there.
Hey, that's a good.
That's
movie
a bad
too.
motherfucker.
But it can also be put in the worst black movies also.
Why?
Because at the end of the day, it's great content. I think it's funny. But the storyline is very like
Nigga, that's my
corny,
life.
Bro.
Nigga, that's my life.
Nah, I get it, man. But yeah, man, it's your boy First Class, man, and my guy Action B. This is Klass Action. We appreciate y'all checking in, man. Y'all getting our perspectives on these different topics. It kind of go in and out, but we appreciate the love. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's your boy First Class. Appreciate y'all checking out the last episode of Klass Action. You can also check out these other episodes from Community Cultivation Network, and you can learn a lot from. Subscribe, like, and comment to Klass Action Podcast right now. For sure.